So, what is general intelligence? It's one of those huge questions, right? It sits right at the heart of psychology, cognitive science, and, especially artificial intelligence. So, let's just dive right in and try to unpack this whole thing. When you think of intelligence, what pops into your head? Maybe it's a chess grandmaster, like seeing 10 moves ahead, or a physicist scribbling some mind bending equation on a chalkboard. But is that really the whole picture? Is it just about being good at really hard, specific tasks? Let's challenge that idea. So on this slide, you can see two totally different ways of looking at intelligence. The common view, over on the left, kind of treats it like a specialized toolbox. You have a hammer for a nail, a wrench for a bolt. But a much deeper, and I think more powerful view sees it as a compass. It's the ability to find your way, to adapt, to learn, and to navigate a world that's completely new and unknown. So our first big idea here is that we have to move beyond thinking of intelligence as just one thing. It's not a single skill you can max out. It's more of a global, all-encompassing capacity. And this isn't a new idea. The psychologist David Wechsler put it just perfectly decades ago. He defined intelligence as the resourcefulness to cope with the world's challenges. See, it's not just about what you know, but how you use what you know to handle all the curveballs life throws at you. Okay, so this brings us to a really, really crucial distinction: the difference between just intelligence and general intelligence. And it pretty much boils down to one thing: performance versus adaptation. And this comparison really says it all. Over on the left, you've got basic intelligence. Think of it like a gear in a machine, perfectly doing its one job in a predictable system. But then on the right, you have general intelligence. It's more like a chameleon, constantly adapting to a complex, messy, unpredictable world. It learns, it adjusts, and it doesn't just crash when things get weird. That flexibility, that's absolutely key. So, if adaptability is the name of the game, what's actually making it work? What's going on under the hood? Let's take a look at the building blocks, the sources that really give general intelligence its power. All right, so our source material actually breaks this down into 10 different sources. Let's run through the first 5. You've got learning from just raw experience, then there's the creativity to dream up new scenarios, and the ability to pull from your memory to guess what's coming next. It's this wild mix of data processing, creative thinking, and even social learning from others. And the next 5 are just as interesting. We're talking about adapting in real time, comparing new stuff to old stuff, and using formal logic. But it also includes things like blending knowledge from totally different fields, like art and physics. And this last one is huge: metacognition. That's the ability to think about your own thinking. It's not just one thing, right? It's a whole symphony of processes all working together. And after seeing all those different sources, this quote from P. Wang just really ties it all together beautifully. The real essence of intelligence isn't having all the answers, no way. It's the ability to adapt with insufficient knowledge and resources. It's about being able to figure things out when you're basically flying blind. Okay, so we've kind of taken the engine apart and looked at all the pieces. Now, let's put it all back together and build a complete, really powerful definition of what general intelligence is. It all starts right here, on the inside. It begins with the ability to generalize your own reasoning processes. You can think of this as the core engine. But an engine is totally useless if it only works on one tiny stretch of road. So the next critical piece is applying those processes broadly, across all sorts of different and diverse situations. And finally, why? Why do all this? What's the point of it all? Well, it's all in service of one single goal: facilitating adaptive behavior. It's about surviving, thriving, and getting things done in the real world. So here it is, our complete definition. General intelligence is the ability to generalize your reasoning across all kinds of different situations to help you adapt and succeed. In other words, it's all about learning on the fly, solving brand new problems you've never seen before, and pulling knowledge from all over the place to achieve your goals. So we've got this great definition. But so what? Why does it really matter? What are the practical takeaways here for how we think about artificial intelligence? And maybe, just maybe, how we think about ourselves. So if you're going to walk away from this with anything, I want it to be these 4 key things. First up, intelligence is not a skill. It's a complex system where all those sources we talked about work together. Number 2, adaptability is king. The real test of intelligence isn't what you know, it's how you handle something you've never seen before. Third, this gives us a much richer, much better blueprint for actually building artificial general intelligence. We can move beyond systems that are just good at one thing. And finally, number 4, this definition isn't just some abstract idea. It actually lines up really well with how intelligence works in the real, biological world, from our own brains to entire societies. So I'll leave you with this to chew on. If general intelligence is all about the ability to adapt and learn when you're faced with the unknown, what are you doing to build yours? Thanks so much for joining me.